Let's start off with the real shit you want to talk about. Will Yamato end up joining the Straw Hat crew? Chances are looking kinda yes, but at the same time, something about the way that Yamato is being pushed towards being a Straw Hat seems a little suspect to me. Not just because I'm very much an advocate for carrot for Straw Hat, but at the same time, it comes off way too simple. Like there's just something missing about Yamato joining that's just not quite gelling with me. The thing about Yamato just comes down to the fact that nothing about Yamato's personality or skill set really places him in a way that actually gives him something to do on the crew. Will Yamato just be like Zoro, a lead combatant? Why have more than one of those? Because oddly enough, up until this point, nothing has ever really been structured like that. Even when it came down to Jinbei, who for a time I was just like, will Jinbei actually even have a role on the crew? Oda was just like, surprise, he does have a role on the crew. So that just gives me pause. What is Yamato's role? What will Yamato do? What is Yamato's purpose beyond just joining the future king of the pirates? But at the same time, we've never really had someone with this much enthusiasm for joining Luffy's crew since Jinbei. And even when it came down to Jinbei, Jinbei did have a role from the jump. So I have to wonder, what does Oda have in mind for Yamato? What is the underlying purpose in Yamato's journey? Is it simply just to join and travel? And what of Carrot? Is she actually going to end up becoming a Straw Hat at any point? Honestly, it's starting to look less and less likely, despite my massive advocation for Carrot for Straw Hat. Because for years now, I've been under the influence of thinking that the Straw Hats at one point would get a lookout. Honestly, thinking back to it, for years now, that's been the one defining role that a lot of people have been advocating for, a lookout. And much like other characters who would go on to immediately show what their skills were at some given point before they actually joined, we've seen a lot of that with Carrot. Her first role in Zou, aside from taking on Zoro, was to jump up real high and look out. And even when it came to after the death of Pedro, it seemed as though Pedro's death was something that was supposed to spur Carrot forward on becoming a crew member. And honestly, when it comes down to a lot of the Straw Hats, it's not just about strength in terms of who joins. Let's be real, there's a good chunk of the Straw Hats who have skills outside of just being capable combatant. And despite the magnificent finisher move that Nami managed to dish out on Ulti here, honestly, I love the fact that she got an update to her climb attack. Seriously, the thing really only lacked sentience, with all the capabilities that we've seen slowly be integrated into the climb attack. So giving it Zeus basically being an onboard AI for it just makes so much sense here. And the fact that it manages to make it so that she almost never really misses with her attacks, Nami has become broken in ways that we never would have thought we'd see before. So good on Nami for getting this much needed upgrade. It just makes me wonder, does this count as a assist with Usopp? Is Usopp going to get his own moment, or was his moment to shine already taken here? I was really kind of hoping he would be the one to completely take down Page 1, but I guess we just have to settle for Bao Wong basically being gobbled up by the ghoulie. And honestly, the mass announcement that Page 1 and Ulti have been taken down, honestly, it actually kind of shakes a little bit of the morale of Kaido's forces, if nothing else. And speaking of Kaido, back to Yamato versus Kaido. It's not every day you see someone go to bat for Luffy the way that Yamato has been. You don't really get that with side characters. We rarely get characters saying outright that I will join Luffy's crew, I will go to sea with Luffy, and that end up not being the case somewhere down the line in the future. So I understand why people are immediately like, oh, after this chapter, Yamato's definitely going to join, because you never get a character just say they're going to join Luffy's crew with such conviction while standing up to the big bad boss of the manga, well, one of the big bad bosses, and not have it happen. So on the side of, is it that I don't want Yamato to join? No. Everything about Yamato's existence makes me want him to join the crew. From the power, the personality, the strength that we've seen from Yamato. It's all fantastic, and I'm all for Yamato joining because of that. It just comes down to the fact that in the past, I have been under the impression of more very strong characters joining the crew, but they never really seem to have a purpose aside from them being fairly strong. And that's ultimately what gives me pause for Yamato joining the crew. Yamato is very strong, but I still don't see a role for Yamato on the crew. And despite the fact that Jinbei, I initially thought he wasn't immediately going to have a role, apparently this dude was a helmsman the entire time, and I didn't even realize the hint that Oda dropped right towards the beginning of his introduction when he was the one to take the helm of the ship to sail everyone from Enel's Impel down to Marineford. So we were already seeing hints towards Jinbei's role without ever knowing it. So I've been searching up and down, left and right for what Yamato's role is going to be. And if it simply goes down to a chronicler of Luffy's journey, I don't know, something about that seems very minor. But at the same time, why not? Why not have someone who chronicles the final journey of Monkey D. Luffy the Pirate King? It's just that I still feel like there was so much set up for Carrot that just seems to be squandered at this point. Why put so much emphasis on Pedro if ultimately it was going to be towards spurring on a character who was not going to have any more relevance outside of taking down a few tart ships at Whole Cake Island, and then going on to get her ass kicked by Perospero, only to just leave and never come back? Something just doesn't add up for me. The implication that Carrot was going to inherit Pedro's will of helping to bring forth the dawn, something that has been so emphasized in this manga for so long now, and to have Pedro, little Pedro, actually be addressed specifically by the former king of the pirates, Gold Roger, that he would play an important part. Was Pedro's important part just to blow himself up? Was that the only major thing he was able to do? Because let's be real, Pedro's sacrifice only did so much. It only bought them so much time. But to have Carrot join the crew and become a part of helping to make Luffy the Pirate King and to help him bring forward the dawn and all that good stuff, that would at least make sense towards the development that Oda had been writing for Pedro. But for Wano to be the end of Carrot's story, something about that just doesn't gel for me. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. Maybe I'm just not willing to let it go. All is possibly true. But Oda has never been one to just leave something like that dangling. It'd be one thing if it was an offhand moment, offhand comments just here and there, but to have it so prominently included in a flashback that we were having for Odin, that Odin included that in his travel log of Pedro wanting to join up with Roger's crew and ultimately being denied, told that one day his day would come. So, it feels like there was setup there, and to not have it paid off in any way, shape, or form after all of this is said and done will just feel kind of wrong to me. For the longest time, we've looked towards who would be the final member of the Straw Hat crew, the 10th member that Luffy has stated that he wanted. Maybe that's it. Maybe it'll be Yamato, and they'll just sail off into the sunset and Carrot will go back to Zoe. But I'd be all for both of them ending up joining just to subvert our expectations that it would be a solid 10 people. Because at the end of the day, the 11 members of the Straw Hat crew seems a little bit off for me, but the 12 members, I'd kind of gel with that. But at the same time, you have Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains and 10 members that Luffy has under him in the Straw Hat crew. That helps to elevate that to, yep, that's it. That's all you would need. He just needs the 10. Having anyone else added onto that will just end up being an unnecessary addition. And at the same time, I do really want Yamato to join. I want this to be the case that Yamato joins the crew. And I feel that there would be a lot of backlash if Carrot were to be accepted and Yamato not be added. Oda has built this character up too much to not have them go out to sea with Luffy in some capacity. So ultimately, all I can do is wait and see what Oda chooses to do at the end of all of this. But that's my 2 cents on the whole situation, my rambling bullshit of an explanation on what I would like to see from all of this. Let me know in the comments section below, what side of the fence do you fall on? Do you feel that Yamato and Carrot will join? Only Yamato will join, or only Carrot will join? And what will be the repercussions of leaving one of them behind? Also, I did a major disservice to Nami during this chapter review, but I'm glad to see that she ultimately did get the good power-up, and she was the one to completely take down Ulti. Despite the fact that, after that attack from Big Mom, the fact that Ulti was even standing after that is a miracle. Seriously, Ulti has taken hits from Luffy, Yamato, Big Mom, and Nami on at least 2 different occasions, as well as I think an attack from Usopp. Ulti has probably taken some of the most hits outside of anyone who was up on the roof of Onigashima. And the fact that she was still knocking around trying to take people down speaks volumes about the toughness of her damn hide. So minor props to Ulti for being such a tenacious bitch. But I'm glad Nami did get that ultimate power-up. I'm still wondering if Usopp will actually get another chance at showing off his skills, or if this is the end of the showing for him. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts, theories, feelings towards Nami's new power-up of Zeus in her climb attack? And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Or don't, I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.